Then we got good groups today. Here we go.
Working with kids is how Ty Terry spends most of his time these days.
Straight up, Carter, straight up.
The greatest thing for me is seeing the kids succeed.
Boy, Carter.
I don't care about everything else. I don't care about the recognition being for me.
Yeah, Cody.
I just want to see the kids get their highest potential.
Good, T.
But getting to this point for the 38-year-old has been a bit of a roller coaster ride.
I feel like I got more experiences than a 100-year-old man, you know what I mean?
Born in North Dakota, Ty moved to Mississippi with his family when he was only 8 years old, and they're experienced a very different way of life.
There's certain days where the Caucasian kids can play basketball, and on that day the black kids had to play football, right? So it was that segregated. So I saw people playing basketball. I didn't know. I'm from North Dakota, so I was like, they're playing basketball. I'm going to play basketball. And they all started calling me the N-word. You know, like, you can't play here, N-word. I looked at them like, well, whatever, and he just kept trying to play, and they were like, get off the court.
But Ty never left the court, continuing to work on his game all the way through high school when he made the decision to move back to Valley City to live with brothers Ken and Way before his junior year. His hope was to earn a college scholarship, but the choice to go came with some risks.
I think a lot of people are like, this is a 50-year-old kid, 60-year-old kid with no parents, it's like he's probably just a savage tearing things up, you know what I mean, or doing bad things. But I think when I started doing stuff in the community, working youth camps and doing a lot of volunteer work, I think everybody saw like, he's a good kid, and I think that's when the community kind of got behind me.
He burst onto the scene with the Highliners, bringing excitement and explosiveness.
This year, as Coach told us about our athleticism is going to help us a lot, but we got to stick with the fundamentals. That's going to help us too. So we're going to put those together, and we're going to show everybody that we're going to be the toughest team in the state this year.
Ty led Valley City to the state tournament in back-to-back years and was named North Dakota Mr. Basketball in 2000. He eventually settled on UT San Antonio for his college choice, but his freshman season was a struggle.
I set my goal so low, right? My whole goal was go to North Dakota, get a scholarship. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to go to college and not having my parents pay for it. So when I got there, I lost my motivation, you know what I mean? And I started getting caught up in Texas style, life, the lifestyle.
Then after only a couple of months on campus, he became a father, with son Tyrell born back in North Dakota.
I saw him for the first time. I didn't want to let him go, you know what I'm saying? So I met them again at Christmas, and that's when I was like, oh man, things aren't going good for me in basketball.
He decided to transfer back to North Dakota State under first-year head coach Tim Miles, trying to balance basketball, college, and parenthood.
Having a kid at 18, being in college, I wanted him around all the time, so I had to bring him in the locker room. There's times where you have to find people, like I go up to people, like another student that I knew, I'm like, hey, can you watch my son in the student union for an hour? I just got a class, can you watch it for an hour, then I come back?
There was many weekends and even weekdays that Tyrell was with us in the apartment. So having little Tyrell there with us, we grew up a little bit faster than probably some others.
And I think that's when you got the love of the game, because he was around it all the time.
In 2 seasons with the Bison, Ty couldn't find his role, coming mostly off the bench, averaging just over 3 points per game, with minutes dwindling.
And I just told Coach Miles, like, hey man, I'm done with basketball. I want to start my coaching career now. He's like, no, you're not going to quit basketball in my time. You're going to go transfer and play basketball somewhere else.
From there, he finished up right back where he started, playing his final 2 years at Valley City State University.
Man, it's like, if I'm going to have to keep playing, I might as well go back to where I'm from.
After graduating, Ty caught on with the Des Moines Heat of the International Basketball League, while Tyrell moved with his mother to Minneapolis. But the years following were difficult.
And at that time, I was like, man, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And then I just looked at everything that went wrong. And then at that time, I said, man, now it's time to change things.
He always wanted to do something with value. He wanted to help people. He wanted to find a career that made, a difference. And for a while there, he tried multiple different jobs that just weren't very fulfilling, trying to find his place in the world, I guess.
He married wife Heidi in 2009, and the couple's family started to grow. I mean, really grow.
We've been married for 10, 11 years, and I think maybe out of those years, she's not been pregnant like 2 years.
They moved to the Twin Cities in 2013, where he started coaching youth programs in Elk River. All of a sudden, there was an unexpected opportunity.
A lot of kids were just coming around, their parents would be like, hey, can you work my kid out? And I'm like, sure, you know, and I just do it for free just because I thought it was fun. I wanted to see the kids do better.
You should just do something with basketball. Like, this is your passion. You're a super good coach. You're really great with kids. People are drawn to you.
I got a couple clients, man, and I just kept pushing it. And then I started coaching that ninth grade team. Things went well with them too, you know, and then it just kind of popped off from there.
Eventually, the former Mr. Basketball started Mr. Basketball Academy.
He probably called me 3-4 times a day for many days in a row to bounce ideas off of. So I definitely think this was meant for him, and it is his passion.
We're not gonna roll the balls out and be like, hey, Charlie, have fun. No, you're gonna come out here, you're gonna do it right, and we're gonna get you to the point where you're gonna be successful on the court.
And as for little Tyrell, well, he grew up, developing into one of the top high school talents in Minnesota, leading De La Salle to a state championship in 2019 and earning a scholarship to Stanford.
I've been watching college basketball since I was a little kid. I've always pictured myself in that spot. I guess today just confirms that I'll be living out my dreams.
I remember him in elementary school, you know, always had a basketball in his hand at different birthday parties, and he always was very respectful. He always talked about school, so he's always had a really good head on his shoulders.
I just always was so proud of him.
Terry on the dip in.
Being resilient and using his mind and learning how to be smart on the court, be efficient on the court.
After starting 31 games for the Cardinal and averaging nearly 15 points per game as a true freshman, he declared for the 2020 NBA Draft.
With the 31st pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Tyrell Terry from Stanford University.
I mean, Stanford, NBA. It's really cool to have their big brother kind of set that bar for them, and they can see that that's achievable and the steps that it takes to get through there.
With all the positive things Ty has experienced in recent years, he and his family also suffered a tragic loss. In 2018, their fourth child, Tyshawn, unexpectedly passed away when he was only 2.5 months old.
I just never thought that could happen, you know what I mean? And for that to happen, it was like, man, where do you go from here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, man, it like took my heart, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, if I can get through this, I can get through anything.
Ty is forging ahead, impacting more and more kids with his academy, but most importantly, he's once again found that passion, even after he was down and counted out.
I've never seen someone that can get knocked down and just get right back up and keep a smile on his face and keep going and keep moving forward. He's so resilient.
I thought about all the things I've been through. I probably shouldn't be here right now, you know? A lot of people probably quit. The fact that I'm still going, still motivated, where I'm at now from that, it made me a lot better person. And it made me like cherish everything.
Now, Ty started the Tyron Terry Foundation last year in honor of his late son with a mission to change inequality and injustice through education of life skills and financial literacy. He also hopes to someday build his own facility for the academy and even had the nation's #1 high school recruit, Chet Holmgren, out to help at one of his camps this fall. As for Tyrell, well, he's getting ready for the start of the NBA season on December 22nd.